Hello, I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video is all about anti-aging for skin on the body. Now, often skin on the body is neglected, and usually when it comes to summertime is when we start paying attention and thinking about what actives we need and what the simple routine should be. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you what's actually happening to your skin on your body, why it sags, why it starts to wrinkle with age. We're going to be talking about the correct actives that you need to apply to the skin. Then we're going to talk about how to apply them, because that's very important too. And of course, the biggest mistakes that get made when it comes to skin on the body. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. It's important to know that I am in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. So please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm here. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Vanita Rattan and Skincare by Dr. V. I'm also on TikTok, so Dr. Vanita Rattan. You can also join our private Facebook group called Dr. V Sock Family, which is a safe space to talk about your skincare, and it's a bit more of an intimate platform. And if you are looking for more information when it comes to skincare, you can always get your hands on Skin Revolution, available on Amazon. It's a book that I wrote and published with HarperCollins, and it goes into detail with ingredients and percentages and how to use it on the skin. So if that sounds good to you, let's dive right in. So essentially 3 things happen to your skin with age. First, it starts to sag, then it wrinkles, and we also get discoloration, so uneven skin tone. And this tends to happen in skin of color. The reason is that our melanocytes are larger and they are easier to trigger. And with time, we have more oxidative stress, which tends to trigger your melanocytes. So you'll see on a newborn baby, their skin is flawless, it's all one tone, and with age, this starts to change, in addition to hormones, puberty, pregnancy, etc. So other things that happen to us over our lifetime. So let's start with number 1 on that list, which is sagging skin, which then starts to wrinkle. So if you think about the skin as 2 layers, the epidermis and then the dermis. So the epidermal junction, so where those 2 layers meet, is where the melanocyte lives. Now in the dermis is where your structural protein is, that's where your collagen is. So that's what gives strength to the dermis. Now you produce 1% less collagen every year from 21 years old onwards. And so actually over time, you will start to notice that your skin doesn't have the same integrity that it did, in your youth. In addition, we lose elastin. So elastin is another protein which gives you that bounce. And so you have less bounce back happening. So the reason for this is because of 2 things. Oxidative stress, so we talked about that earlier, which is why you want to use antioxidants. You want to consume antioxidants and you want to use antioxidants on your skin. And number 2 is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation degrades collagen in your skin. And inflammation happens with time anyway, but eating high sugar diet does lead to more inflammation of the skin. And so sugar is literally the single worst food for our skin, unfortunately, and it's probably one of my favorite, but it's the one that I try and stay clear of. Now, with the fact that we lose 1% collagen every year, we can actually consume collagen. So this is my Dr. V Collagen Boost, which I have every day, 8 grams of marine collagen. And what happens is when you ingest collagen, it is broken down in the gut into amino acids and into peptides. And this creates a feedback loop to your fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen. And it tells them, we're breaking down too much collagen. We need to produce more collagen. And the amino acids and peptides are right there ready to manufacture more collagen. And that's how this works. There are additional benefits too with it. So peptides, for example, are a humectant. They hold water in that dermis. So what you will notice is within 2 weeks of taking your collagen, your skin will start to look plumper because of the humectant factors. But really you start to see the best results on skin, hair, nails, and joints by week 12. So we actually did independent clinical studies on Dr. V Collagen Boost and the effects that it has, and the majority of effect is really seen at week 12, so it is one that you want to stick with. The other question I get asked is, Dr. V, if you stop taking collagen, do you go back to how it was? And the thing to remember is your skin is a living organ. We are all living creatures, which means that with time, we're going to continue to degrade collagen. And so yes, you're going to have to keep replacing the collagen, you know, for as long as you want to, and as long as it's important to you to keep your skin looking plump and your hair thick. So it is just one of those things, unfortunately, that does reduce with time, but there is something you can do about it. Moving on to skin discoloration. What do you do about the skin discoloration? The fact that it's patchy and some bits are dark and some bits are lighter. So what I would recommend are two things. One is a chemical exfoliation, and number two is tyrosinase inhibitors. Tyrosinase inhibitors slow down the rate of melanin production in areas where it's hyperpigmented. So there wasn't actually a kit that had all the ingredients that we've discussed today, including antioxidants, including chemical exfoliators, including anti-inflammatories, or anything to stimulate collagen. So things like tetrahexyldecoylascorbate or retinaldehyde. There actually wasn't anything for retinaldehyde for the body at all. So I decided to make the kit for you. So here it is. It's a 3-piece kit. So you start off with your body smoothing exfoliator. I tend to wear this in the morning, and if I'm going to be covered all day, that's fine. I then wash with my deep cleansing body wash to remove all those dead skin cells that have happened because of the chemical exfoliator. And then I go in with a body brightening oil, which I absolutely love because it has tetrahexyldecoylascorbate, so fat soluble vitamin C, which goes into the dermis, plus retinaldehyde, which works 11 times faster than retinol. So this kit I made for my own body because I've noticed my skin has changed with time. You know, I've had 2 children, but I still want to wear a bikini and I still want to wear the clothes that make me feel good. And so I made this range specifically for my body. And then I asked you on Instagram if you wanted me to make it for you too, and it was an overwhelming yes. And so finally, we actually managed to mass produce this for you. So let's start off with the first one. So this is the body smoothing exfoliator. Let me show you what it looks like. A beautiful cream texture, which makes it really easy to rub onto the whole body. Now this is your AHA, BHA, PHA chemical exfoliator. So it's got a 5% lactic acid, it's got 0.5% salicylic acid, plus it's got your PHA, so gluconolactone. This means that it's really great for textured skin, bumpy skin, keratosis pilaris, because it gets into the hair follicle to unclog it, to remove the protein that's stuck in there. But it also it resurfaces the skin too, so it brightens your skin. So as soon as you apply it, you will notice that your skin starts to look brighter immediately. And so I didn't just stop there actually. I put in a lot more into the chemical exfoliators. I put in 5% glycerin, so that's a humectant that makes it hydrating as soon as you apply it. Often when you use chemical exfoliators, the skin becomes very dry and starts to flake, and that's the exact opposite of what we're trying to achieve on the body. So it's very hydrating. You're not going to see any flaking with it. I also loaded it with antioxidants. So the ones I put into this was aloe, centella asiatica, green tea extract, allantoin plus D-panthenol. So imagine we are basically breaking down the bonds between the top layer of skin, so the dead skin cells, but we want to minimize any inflammation taking place on the skin because we're dealing with skin of color. In addition, I put in tyrosinase inhibitors into the chemical exfoliator itself. So when I apply it, I will apply it in the morning, and then I'll wear my trousers or shirt, so it'll be covered, it won't be exposed to UV. And then I wash it off at night. So the ones I put into this one was retinaldehyde. So your basically works 11 times faster than retinol with no irritation, but it's also very expensive, which is why you don't tend to find it in products for the face, let alone the body. You know, it's just unheard of. So then we put in tetrahexyldecoylascorbate, so your fat-soluble vitamin C, which stimulates collagen but also brightens the skin. So it's got a 2-fold benefit. I also added in aziloglycine, which is basically azelaic acid, which is an effective tyrosinase inhibitor. Plus I put in niacinamide, dioic acid, another fantastic tyrosinase inhibitor, and of course DermStem. So DermStem is our trademarked complex that I apply to most of my products, so face and body, and it's an incredible complex, which is your stem cell vitamin complex, which goes into the dermis to stimulate collagen. So I really did load as much as I possibly could into the chemical exfoliator because I'm not a big fan of layering products, as you know. I do like to make sure each product really does pack a punch and you get as much benefit as possible. So the next product then is the Deep Cleansing Body Wash. Now with this, I would, once I've basically had this on for a few hours, you may even just leave it on for an hour if you wanted, the chemical exfoliator, and then rinse off with this. And again, this is not your normal body wash. I put everything into this. So listen to this list. I put in Dermstim, of course. We put in lactic acid. I put in retinaldehyde as well. I put in tetrahexyldecylascorbate plus niacinamide. And then on top of that, the number one mistake that happens with body washes is that they are stripping to the skin and they don't hydrate the skin. They don't use enough humectants. And so in here, I've put in squalene plus glycerin. And also, of course, I've put in soothing ingredients. So we've got Centella asiatica into this. So as soon as you've used this and then you've applied your body wash, you will notice your skin glowing straight away. Now moving on to my favorite product from the whole range, and that is our body brightening oil. So let me show you what it looks like. So again, airless pump. Airless pump is very important when you're dealing with antioxidants. And in here I've put in 0.1% retinaldehyde, so a very powerful antioxidant. So this is what it looks like. And so when you come out of the shower, you basically want to pat your body dry. You don't want you want to lock in any moisture from the shower into your skin. So you don't want to completely dry your skin, you want to lock it in with the body oil. So I literally put this, for me, it's arms are really important. So anywhere I feel loose skin, so the abdomen, my arms, legs, inner thighs, etc., that's where I'd put this. So the ingredients in here are starting off with your 0.1% retinaldehyde plus tetrahexyldecylascorbate, of course. I then put in squalene, hemp oil plus almond oil, which all reduce transepidermal water loss, which means throughout the day your skin will feel hydrated. It's NAPE safe, of course. There's no denatured alcohol, no fragrance, and no essential oils, which is the biggest mistake that happens with body oil, is the amount of fragrance and essential oil use, which can sensitize the skin. It's the exact opposite of what you want to do. So who should use this range and who shouldn't use this range? This range is great for people with aging skin, wrinkly skin, or mild discoloration of the skin. So I wouldn't use this if you have severe hyperpigmentation from post-acne, for example. In that case, you're going to need our body pigmentation kit. This is not going to be strong enough. This is if you're starting to see different color tones of the skin and you want to even it out. That's who this is for. It's great for keratosis pilaris. So if you're getting bumpy skin called chicken skin, I don't know if you've heard of that term before, then this is also a great range. However, if you are pregnant, I would not use this range. It's got retinaldehyde in it, which is vitamin A. You really should avoid anything with vitamin A in it. You want to use simple emollients. I'm happy for you to use niacinamide if you're pregnant, or your vitamin C. Those are the key ingredients you want to stick to. And I told you I was going to tell you the biggest mistakes that get made with body skin, starting off with using fragranced oils or essential oils, which sensitize the skin. Number two is overstripping when you wash. Often most body washes are loaded with fragrance, and fragrance is just not ideal. It can lead to contact dermatitis to 3 to 4% of the population, and it doesn't have to happen immediately. It can happen 20 years later. And so something you've been using for 20 years you think is fine is starting to lead to rashes, and then actually your skin becomes very sensitive to everything in that product. So really everyone should be using fragrance free, but especially skin of color, because when we get a rash, it's not just the rash, it's the hyperpigmentation left behind, which is often more traumatic. And number three is there are very rarely high enough percentage actives in body products because you're producing a large quantity. So this is 200 mils, for example, or the body oil is 100 mils. To use, for example, retinaldehyde, which is the most expensive vitamin A that you can purchase over the counter, is not going to be used in a 100 mil product, because somebody else who's selling in a shop and has to give 50% away to the wholesaler physically wouldn't be able to manufacture it. It financially wouldn't make any sense. And so the only reason I'm able to do this is because of you, actually. It's because I can sell directly on my website, Skincare by Dr. V, directly to you. There is no middleman. And so actually all the money that would have gone to that middleman goes into ingredients in, you know, such a big product. So I'm very, very grateful, and I don't take it for granted. I know I'm in a very, very fortunate position, and together we've managed to come and make this happen. And so I think finally we're all opening our eyes to percentage actives, what we should be using on our skin, what's damaging our skin, and not falling for the marketing anymore, which was the whole point of this channel. And I'm so, so grateful to you for allowing it to happen. Right, I am in the comment section for 1 hour, so please come and write below all your questions when it comes to the body range, and it would be my honor to go through it with you. And you can purchase from Skincare by Dr. V, and summer's here, so I hope you enjoy and love the range as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.